stories are great.
The sun and the wind. The wind and the sun were arguing who among them is more powerful. To settle their dispute, they agreed on a trial of strength. The sun said, "Let's see who can remove the shepherd boy's cloak from his back the quickest." The wind tried first. He started blowing strong gusts of air. The rabbit clung to the tree, and the sheep held the fence tight. The shepherd boy started shivering and held on to his cloak tighter. The harder the wind blew, the tighter the shepherd boy held on to his cloak. Finally, the wind gave up. It was the sun's turn. The sun started shining brighter and brighter. The shepherd boy felt very hot. He took off his cloak and sat under the shade of a tree. The wind angrily asked, "How did you do that?" The sun smiled and answered, "Gentleness can be more powerful than force." The wind accepted his defeat. Moral of the story? Being gentle can be more powerful than using force. The Town Mouse and the Country Mouse. Once, a town mouse was visiting his friend, the country mouse. For dinner, the country mouse served him only barley and grain. The town mouse pitied the country mouse and said, "You should come with me to the town. I'll serve you all sorts of fine food." The country mouse agreed to come with him. The next morning, both of them went together to the town. They arrived late at night. The town mouse suggested that they should eat after such a long journey. He took his friend to a grand dining room. The country mouse had seen nothing like it. The dining table was filled with the leftovers of a fine feast. They ate cakes, jellies, cheese, and everything nice. The country mouse was thinking about how lucky the town mouse is. Suddenly, they heard growling and both of them panicked. The town mouse shouted, "It's the cat! Run!" They ran as fast as they could. "I think I'll head back home," said the country mouse. "I'd rather have barley and grain and live in peace than eat cake and cheese and live in fear." Moral of the story? It is better to live in poverty and in peace than to have plenty and live in fear. The Wolf and the House Dog. Once there was a wolf who was starving. He saw a healthy house dog passing by and greeted him humbly. The house dog saw the wolf's sad condition. He asked the wolf to accompany him to his master so that he can get some food. The wolf felt very lucky and immediately agreed. Suddenly, the wolf noticed that the hair on the dog's neck was worn and the skin was chafed.
"What is this?"
asked the wolf, pointing at the dog's neck.
"Oh, it's nothing,"
said the dog.
"This is where the collar is put on to keep me chained up." "Chained? Then goodbye to you, Master Dog,"
said the wolf and ran away into the woods. Moral of the story? There is nothing worth so much as liberty and freedom. Stubborn goats. There was a swiftly flowing river, and a narrow log was the only way to cross it. Two goats came at the same time on either side of the log, but their pride wouldn't allow the other goat to cross first. One set foot on the bridge, and so did the other, until they met horn to horn in the middle.
"Let me pass first,"
said one of the goats.
"Never! You get out of my way,"
said the other. While pushing each other, both lost their balance and fell into the river. Moral of the story? It is better to yield than to come to misfortune through stubbornness.
We love vegetables. Aesop's awesome fables.
The Ant and the Dove. Once upon a time, a very thirsty ant was drinking water from the river. Suddenly, the ant lost his balance and fell into the river water. "Help! Help! Help!" cried the ant, but no one could hear his cries. A dove, sitting on a tree nearby, saw that the ant was in trouble. She quickly plucked off a leaf from the tree and dropped it into the water. The ant climbed on the leaf. He thanked the dove for saving his life. After a few days, the dove was sitting on a tree. The ant saw a hunter aiming his arrow at the dove. The ant knew that his friend the dove was in danger. He quickly bit the hunter's leg. The hunter cried in pain. The hunter's arrow missed the dove. This time, the ant saved the dove. The dove thanked the ant for saving her life, and they became friends forever. Moral of the story: one good deed deserves another. The Fox and the Stork. One day, a fox invited the stork for lunch. The fox made some soup and served it in 2 shallow bowls. The stork had a long beak and wondered how to drink soup from the bowl. The fox quickly finished his soup. The stork couldn't drink his soup. The stork said to himself, "I must teach this fox a lesson." After the meal, the stork told the fox, "Thank you for inviting me. Why don't you come to my place for lunch tomorrow? I will make some delicious soup for you." The next day, the fox happily went to the stork's house. The stork prepared some delicious soup and served it in 2 long-necked jars. Now, the fox wondered how to drink the soup from such a tall jar. The stork quickly finished his soup, but the fox's mouth could not reach the soup. The fox learned his lesson. Moral of the story: tit for tat. Do to others what one would wish for oneself.